Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Zero Kurasagi here, back with another video, and today I have for you my top 5 games of 2022. So, first of all, let's get the rules down. In order for the games to make my list, I have to have played the game, I have to have beaten the main story of the game, I have to have beaten the game this year, and I'm not sure if I'm going to include DLCs or expansions. Put an asterisk on that. Not really sure if I'm going to include those type of games. That being said, if the game that you're expecting to be on this list, just know that I've either not played it, I have not beaten it, or I did not beat it this year, or I didn't think it was that great. Alright, well, that's being said, let's go ahead and jump into this with number 5. So, my number 5 pick for my top games of 2023 is Soul Hackers 2. Soul Hackers 2 was a gimme. As soon as I saw this game, I was like, okay, we got another Shin Megami Tensei game. Yes, give me more of this. So, of course, I loved it. Of course, I love my old school turn-based RPGs. There are not many of them out. We don't get many, but when we do, I love seeing them. Love seeing them. But I wasn't really sure about the characters. Ringo, I ended up loving Ringo. I think Ringo is probably my favorite character. And then second favorite is Saizo. Saizo is amazing. And then third, I guess, would be Ash. Ash is pretty amazing too. The characters I was kind of like I didn't like Milady at the start. She kind of grew on me, so it's like whatever. And Iron Mask just didn't really make too much sense to me, but you know, whatever. And Arrow is freaking cookie cutter Arrow. It was so cookie cutter. And Fig pissed me off at the end. No spoilers, but Fig pissed me off at the end because her logic made no fucking sense. But that aside, gameplay is amazing. But the other big thing, which is why this is only number 5 for me, is their monetization and how they chose to do the DLC in this game, literally locking powerful demons behind the DLC as well as like a post-game boss to fight. I really did not like that. It's like outfits, it's like, you know, one thing, but like actually locking demons behind DLC is scummy. So screw you, Atlas, for that. But that being said, it was an amazing game. I've literally spent 146 hours playing that game, but it still has some issues, so that's why it's only number 5. Number 4 will be Vampire Survivors. Oh my god, as one of my friends said, this is a what did he say? The Vampire Survivors is a glorified phone game, which, I mean, he can actually say that now because the game is on mobile now. But Vampire Survivors is an amazing indie game that if you have not played, anybody can enjoy this game. It hits all the dopamines of like leveling up, getting stronger, and it does it without trying to take money from you. Like, you know, so many games nowadays, you gotta like spend the money, do a pull or roll for something, you know, and then it's like, oh, did I get the thing I want? Well, this game, it gives you that rush, right, without taking money from you. And the game was like super cheap. I think it was like less than $5. Oh man, but I mean, Vampire Survivors is an extremely underrated game. Extremely underrated. I can't say enough good things about this game. I've spent 52 hours in total on this game, which is not much, not even as much as my number 5 pick was, but I enjoyed every hour. I literally 100%ed everything. I unlocked everything in this game. 52 hours, and it was worth every second and every penny I spent. they also just released a DLC, so now I gotta go back into the game. I'm fine with paying another $3-4 for a DLC. They deserve it. They deserve more, to be honest, because it's an amazing game. But Vampire Survivors, if you have not played it, you are doing yourself a disjustice. Go play it. It's amazing. And that's why it's my number 4 on this list. Number 3 for me is going to be Plate Up. Oh, bruh. Plate Up, I fucking love Plate Up. I've spent 91 hours on Plate Up on Steam, and Plate Up is a game I can play by myself. I can play it with friends, and it's a roguelike, you know, and I've come to realize that I like roguelikes a lot. So I mean, Plate Up is it's like you're running a restaurant, and you also get random cards and things that can alter like what type of stuff you get. Like, oh, maybe you'll get a mop, maybe you'll get a dining table, maybe you'll get, you know, a sink. You could upgrade that sink to get a washing machine, or you could upgrade that table and get like a bar table, or get a table with some fancy cloth that makes it to where the people will pay you more or tip you more. You could get a microwave, or you can get an oven, or like there's so many variables as to like things you can get. And as you progress, you get more stars on your restaurant. You have to choose these cards, which will alter how your restaurant is. You can be like more fancy, more homey, more charming. It's just like every run is different, right? Even if you were making pies, let's say, even if you were making pies, one run you could just have just meat pies, and another run you could have meat pies, vegetable pies, and ice cream for dessert. You know, it just depends on what the cards give you. So it's amazing. I love this game. It's one of those games, like, I don't know, looking at it you would think this looks like work, you know. Like, why would you sit here and want to play a game where you're like cleaning and running a restaurant and cooking? Like, that doesn't seem. Play it, and make sure you play it with fucking friends, and talk shit to your friends. Talk to your friends, tell them to fucking wash their dishes. It's fucking amazing. I love this game. But yeah, that's why Plate Up is number 3 for me. All right, getting up there on the list. So today we have number 2 is going to be Elden Ring. Now, I know some people are going to probably see Elden Ring at number 2 and be confused, upset, happy, and angry all at the same time. So yeah, Elden Ring is number 2 for me. Coming into Elden Ring, I have never played a Souls game. I was not a Souls game player, because all I saw when I saw people playing Souls game was guy with big sword, hit thing, dodge, hit thing, dodge, hit thing, dodge. It made the gameplay to me look boring. I was just like, I come from playing like Monster Hunter, and I feel like the gameplay is more similar to Monster Hunter, but when all you see is guy hit thing with big sword and then dodge roll out of his attacks, it looks boring. So I never cared about it. But then when I saw the advertisement for Elden Ring and that they had co-op in the game, and I was just like, I mean, technically this game is an RPG. And me, as an RPG lover, and I also like to play games with my friends, I was like, you know what? This game come out, I'll try it out. Lo and behold, Elden Ring is fucking amazing. And now I'm probably gonna have to be looking at Souls games from now on, because it's more than just guy with big sword hit thing roll. That is a niche kind of fan base that's what they like to do. They just like to put everything into strength, hit the thing, do big damage, dodge roll out the way, you know. And that's fine if that's what you want to do, but there's so much more to that game with builds and stuff. You can make a strength build, you can make a dexterity build, you can make an intelligence build, you can make a faith build, and like even in that there's like so many different weapons, and the weapons have different arts, and it's just there's a lot more to the game than just hit thing with big sword and dodge. And because of that, I ended up really liking the game. My first playthrough, I was like a melee intelligence build. So I had these swords that they were carved swords, or 2 carved swords that scaled off of intelligence. And then I also had, I think it's called the Karen Scepter, which I use the Karen Blade spells, because I love the spells that have that make the little blue blades and stuff. That shit looks sick to me. So I was just like, give me that. I want that. So I'm I'm not really just spell casting, like just shooting spells at things. I'm like melee spell caster, but then I also have my dual curve swords if I just want to run in there and just kill stuff. Just in case I don't want to waste all my magic and stuff like that. So yes, Elden Ring is amazing. It got Game of the Year at the Game Awards. I was so happy for it. It deserved it. Yeah, so Elden Ring, that's my number 2. I've spent 162 hours in Elden Ring. So I mean, and that's just one character. So great game, and that's why it is number 2 for me. All right, before we get to number 1, we're gonna have some honorable mentions here. So honorable mentions, games that didn't really make the top 5, but I wanted to kind of mention here for reasons. One of those games being We Were Here. So We Were Here was a co-op series that I played with my friend Wiggy, and We Were Here, I have no clue when it came out, but they've had plenty of games. Yeah, We Were Here 2, We Were Here Together, We Were Here Forever. We played this entire series together, and there were some puzzles that just really pissed us off. Like, it didn't really make any sense. And then there were other puzzles that were really good co-op puzzles. I feel like it was worth mentioning the game because it was not bad, but there were some parts that were just extremely frustrating, especially this one puzzle where you're underwater and you have to regurgitate a sea monster's language to your friend on mic. That was terrible. Another game I wanted to mention here is Monster Hunter Sunbreak. So Monster Hunter Rise came out it wasn't this year, it was last year, but Sunbreak came out this year. So I wasn't really sure if I wanted to include it because I mean, it's not really a standalone. It's like Monster Hunter Rise DLC. And I mean, I don't know if that's fair. That's why, like I talked about at the beginning, I'm not sure if I want to include DLCs. Maybe on a drier year, if I don't really have anything and one of these type of games do pique my interest, then maybe I'll include it. But for now, I didn't want to include it. But I mean, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is amazing. It's just more of the good stuff. And if you maybe played Monster Hunter, maybe you're like, I don't really like it, you really have to try builds with every weapon. Like, you have to, I would recommend looking up a couple of builds of weapon types that you think you might like, and even weapon types you think you might not like, because I am a Charge Blade main and I've always played Charge Blade, but the weapon frustrates me to shit because you put in so much work that can easily get stuffed out, and then you gotta do your combo, build your fouls, put the fouls into the shield, put the fouls into the sword, so you can do your amplified. There's a lot of work that goes into that with very little payoff. Then I tried Gunlance, and oh my god, Gunlance is so much fun. Just dashing around the stage, blasting enemies to bits, poke shell playstyle. It's so much fun. I'm telling you, if you played Monster Hunter and maybe you didn't really like it, maybe you try a different weapon, try a good build with the weapon too, because like just the weapon alone is not really what you're going to be playing. There are builds around these weapons that really make the weapon stand out more. So that being said, these games were great. I think it's time we go ahead and talk about what my number one game for this year was. All right, we're here. Finally, number one. All right, so my number one game of 2022 is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels. I know, some of y'all are probably like, what the fuck, Yu-Gi-Oh? Look, this is my list. I need you guys to understand, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels came out this year, and it was the game that I was waiting for. I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh! To give you an idea of how much I love Yu-Gi-Oh!, I'm going to go through the amount of hours I have spent on this game. So, on my PlayStation, because I have this on multiple different platforms, on my PlayStation, I have spent 163 hours. All right. On my PC, 188 hours. Right. On my Switch, I have 3 different accounts. One account, 270 hours. Another account, 150 hours. The third account, 225 hours. All right, so on my Switch, with those 3 accounts together, I spent 645 hours. And then the game also came out on mobile. I don't even know how to calculate that. So, not even including mobile, in total, I've spent 996 hours. If you include mobile, I've spent over 1,000 hours on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels. I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh! I sleep playing this game. I go to sleep playing this game. I wake up, I'm playing this game. If I'm playing something, I'm probably playing Yu-Gi-Oh! On the side while playing that game. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels, I fucking love this game, and I have spent not a penny, not a single dime in this game whatsoever, because this game is free to play. But of course, you can spend money to do pulls. Nah. We don't do any of that. We just play the game and do not spend any money. And I want to say, on the other 2 accounts, 3 different decks on both of those accounts, and then on my main account, I have at least 12 different decks. So take that what you wish for somebody who spent no money in the game. Oh man, there's not enough good things I can say about fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is my childhood. I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh! And anybody who's watching this who played me in Yu-Gi-Oh! Understand how much time I spend in this game. The chances of you actually beating me in a duel is slim to none. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Just like, you don't bleed this game like I do. I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's why Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duels is my number one game of 2022. With that being said, that's my list. If you're watching, thanks for watching. Also, let me know how you guys feel about this. I use this little layout, whatever you want to call it, for when I just want to talk to you guys and there's like no game footage in the background or whatever. So if you like it, let me know. If you like my list, let me know. Let me know if you're upset about me not putting your favorite game on here. And that being said, thanks for watching.